Hello, Sophia here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do another Back to the Basics set of cards today. They're going to be birthday cards and they are for anyone, beginners, novice, experts. So let's just jump right in. Okay, so we are doing birthday cards, like I said. So these are the papers I'm going to use. Now these papers are all cut 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. My card panel is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And what I'm going to do is I am going to first line these up and then I'm going to glue them down on my card. So I'm just going to eyeball it here, try to get them evenly spaced. That looks okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to add some adhesive to this. And then stick it down. Now the hardest part about this is getting it straight, because if you get them all crooked, if you get the first one crooked, they'll all be crooked. So I'm not going to go by the bottom here. I'm going by the top. So wish me luck. It's not hard. And if you don't want them straight, you can do them like this even, you know, overlap them, make them whichever way you want. Like, have fun with it, right? So now I got myself all messed up again. Okay. Like that. Okay. So what we're going to do today, we're going to start out with a very basic card. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to be able to give it to anybody. Whoever you give it to will enjoy it. And you'll be a proud card maker. Oops. If you have some strips, and if you find, like, see, I'm just a little bit shy on this one on the end, and this one, no, it's a little bit over. It's just, I'm just trying to show you here, it's a little bit over, but it's kind of hard in the phone camera. If it's a little bit short, you don't really care for that, you can just slice just that, you know, a smidgen right off the edge there. Or if it's too long, your strips are too long, just flip it over and then you can cut them off. And this one's a little bit long. Nothing that's really going to matter, but I'm just going to show you. Just cut right. Take your time. Line your scissors up with your card panel and then just give it a snip. Okay. Sorry about that right in your face. Now I have a happy birthday for this. And I think I might have to use glue. Nope, we'll just fold over the excess. Okay, now I'm just going to put this down right here, try to line it up in the center. Or you can put it up here if you prefer. I think my spacing is a little different up there than it is here, but anyways, so, okay, this is your first card panel. You can put this on a card right now, and you can hand this to somebody as a birthday card. It's awesome. But to bring it up just a little bit, we're going to put a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 mat underneath it. Now, while I'm doing these back to the basics, I normally cut out the center of my cardstock and use it for other things. But because we're doing back to the basics, I don't want to get into using dies and stuff yet. So I am just going to glue that down here. And you'll see it does add a little bit more to the card. Kind of finish off the edges. Okay. And then we're just going to lay it down, make sure all 4 sides are, you know, have the same width on them. Just eyeball it. Now, doesn't that can go on a card base? That's a beautiful card you can give to anybody. Now let's take this up a notch. Excuse me. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this one close so you can see. What I'm going to do with this one, I cut myself 4 mats. Now these are, like I said, 3/4 of an inch wide and 4 inches long. These are 1 inch wide and 4 inches long. And the reason why I just did it so that your papers can butt up at each end. And if I make this a little bit longer, yeah, you can have a border all the way around. But just to make it simple to start with, 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch, and they're both 4 inches long. Super easy, and they just line right up. Okay, so I'm just going to stick all of these down on their mats here. Go right to the edge and follow down. And if you get it a little bit crooked, it's not a big deal. When you give cards to people, they don't notice little things like that. They're just happy you made them a card. So yeah, so just going to glue them all down. Now these papers that I use, it's from an old paper pack. It's from My Mind's Eye, and I looked at the date on it, and it said 2008. So many of you probably do not have that, although some of you are paper hoarders, you could have it. I have a lot of 12 by 12 paper packs because I used to be a huge scrapbooker. I've been making cards for like 15 years now, and then before that, they kind of, I guess cards and scrapbooking overlapped about 5 years, because after I started doing cards, I petered out on the scrapbooking. Plus my kids got older. So, but I still have a lot of scrapbooking supplies, especially paper. So now, yeah, so just use any kind of paper you have. Check out your stash. If you want birthday paper, you could do these sympathy cards. You could do these thinking of you, miss you, anything, anything, anything. They're all interchangeable, that's for sure. Just change the sentiment. And the paper, of course. Okay, so now I am going to glue these ones down. So you can stop wherever you want to stop. See, now I went a little bit short there. Yeah, I went over here. No, I'm good. Okay. You can stop right at this card if you want. Or you can do 3 at once like I'm doing, and then, oops. Elevate it. But either way, you end up with 3 cards. So, and you can change the sentiments. I mean, I have kind of really bright birthday kind of paper here, but I mean, it could be a miss you card too, or thinking of you, whatever. But yeah, I'm not going to do a die cutting, dry embossing, heat embossing, ribbons, ink blending. I'm not doing any of that on these cards because if you're just starting out, it is overwhelming. And when you first start out, you really want to just make some cards. You're just excited about it, right? So yeah, just enjoy it. You don't need all the fancy smancy tools and things. I will show some of those probably down the road, but for now, I just want to give you some ideas that you can make on your own and have fun with. That's the thing. It's card making. It's fun. Okay, so that's down. I'm just going to, like I said, when I was a little bit short here, so what I'm going to do is I am just going to cut a little smidgen off there because, all right, you will have to press hard because you're going through a few pieces of paper and cardstock now. Okay, now I just didn't cut all the way through. Okay, we're good. The other day when I knocked over all my embellishments, I said you can get a lint roller to pick them all up. Don't do that. because then you got to pick them all off the lint roller unless you don't want them anymore. But I use my lint roller the most for just picking up scraps off the table here. Okay, so now these are all matted, and I'm going to put a happy birthday on this right in the middle. Now I'm putting everything flat. I'm not using dimensions or anything, just keeping it very, very simple. Now I'm just going to kind of make it even between both of these pieces of paper here, as much as I can. Okay, that. Now let's put a mat under it. Look at that. Look at these cards. They just look amazing already. But hang tight. We're going to elevate it a little more yet. We're still just using paper, cardstock, and stamps. Nothing fancy. I think I'm running out of, maybe it's just the operator. Oh, okay, so we're just going to line this up on the card and stick her down. Card number 2. See, it's only a little bit of extra cardstock and a bigger, darker happy birthday on there. Looks cool. Okay, let's do number 3. I'll kind of keep these over here so you can still see them. Okay, number 3. Okay, first of all, what I did was I glued down my strips of paper already onto the cardstock, because you've seen me do it on this one, so you don't need to watch me do that again. Now, instead of a white card panel, I'm going to use this patterned paper. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick these down on here. Lots of gluing down, I know. All right, let's get these lined up, these babies. I thought, for some reason, I thought I didn't glue the panel or tape the panel on the back of that one. Okay. Now let's get some tape on these ones, put them down. Now, what I did was I went with even a bigger birthday stamp. Now, these two here were from Catherine Pooler. What are these ones called? Happy Birthday Many Ways. So I use this one, this happy birthday there, and I use this one on this one here. And the Make-A-Wish one is from Simon Says Stamp. And right here. Now, if they are still available, which I'm pretty sure they probably are, I'll put them down in my description, so I'll give you a link to them. Okay, I'm going to put Make-A-Wish right here. I think that's straight. Okay, and now my mat. Whew, that's pretty paper on the back, isn't it? All right. And there we go. Now all of these can just go on a card base. I'm not going to do that right now because sometimes I make a lot of panels and I just put them aside. And then when I need a quick card, I just pull up my panel and put it on the card. And it takes up less room in your storage too, because now you got 2 extra pieces of cardstock. Okay, so now that these papers are done, I want to show you the cards are done. I want to show you the cards that I made previously using the same layout. Okay, so I'm just going to move this out of the way. Now the first one I did lighter color papers on here. So the first one is, I didn't put a matte behind it because I just thought it looked fine without a mat. If I put it on my card base here, I think it looks fine. I think because the colors are really light. The second part here is, again, I just matted the strips of paper and I put a mat behind the card panel and a bigger happy birthday. And on the third one, again, I did the mat behind the panel, matted the strips, made a bigger sentiment, a more bold sentiment, and I put a blue pattern paper at the back. So if you look at these pattern papers, I want to explain something. Because your strips are fairly busy, you know, when you put a pattern paper behind them, make sure it's very subtle. Like if you look close at this, it's just very small checks on there. And if you look at this blue one, it's like a two-tone blue, but it's very subtle. So if you were to put a really bold pattern paper underneath there, you would get lost and it would be hard to see the card for all the busyness, seriously. Okay, so there you have it. 6 cards. They're all done quick and easy. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.